Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer channel, where the Christmas season continues, the 12 days of Christmas, and there's also a cold front approaching, and that means it's time for those two reasons to bring out a Christmas time limited edition tea from Celestial Seasonings. And they have 3 different flavors this year, and I got the Sugar Cookie Sleigh Ride because it seems to be the most imaginative of the 3 and the best sounding flavor. Now I have to zoom in on this fantastic packaging here. You obviously have the name up here at the top. Holiday Tea, Special Limited Edition. And then you have essentially a world made of sugar cookies here. You have a couple of cookie people coming out of this, it says Sleepy Time Bridge, some kind of a covered bridge. And they're coming out of there, and there's these Christmas trees, but they're made out of cookies. And the bridge is made out of cookies, like a gingerbread house. The reindeer are pulling the sleigh, which is a teapot appropriately, with some Christmas decorations. The reindeer are made of cookies. The forest in the background here is made out of cookies. And then you have a couple of guys down here watching this sleigh go past. And what do you know, they're made out of cookies too. Kind of like a gingerbread man, the stocking cap, and you got Frosty the Snowman there. These trees behind them made out of cookies. So very nice detail on here. Very impressive artwork. You have Sleepy Time Bridge, covered bridge. It's a very impressive presentation here. Again, this packaging, they really make use of every panel, which is always one of my beefs, when companies will just have some kind of irrelevant back panel. You got to sell me on the product. Why should I buy your product? And in this case they do. And they talk about here about the handcrafted holiday teas capture the very essence of the most joyous time of year. And there's a panel here that says Blend Master's Notes. This cheerful holiday blend will warm your heart with the inviting aroma of sugar cookies straight from the oven. The old-fashioned goodness of the treasured holiday favorite is achieved without refined sweeteners or added sugars, giving you a guilt-free way to partake in the real pleasures of the season. And on the inside flap, it says a group of 18th century German immigrants who settled near Nazareth, Pennsylvania, are credited with introducing the sugar cookie to North America. And I had German ancestors in Pennsylvania, so you can thank me later. So here's the tea now, the bag removed. Stir that up. Now the first thing I noticed aroma-wise was when I opened the box. If you remember the one I reviewed for Halloween, there was a strong spice aroma. This had very little aroma, so it suggests that this is a mild tea, and it indeed is caffeine free. And all the sleepy time talk on here, this is obviously something geared more for right before you go to bed during the holidays. Now, once it's heated up, I have to say there is a pretty accurate aroma of fresh sugar cookies from the oven, and for me they've got to be soft. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes. Well, the flavor is not too strong. Definitely that sort of vanilla sugar cookie flavor, and then to a lesser extent a pretty standard hot tea flavor. It's not overly sweet while still giving you that sugar cookie flavor. And I think if you're someone who doesn't like bitter tea, myself included, this is probably a good one. At the same time, the flavor is not particularly complicated or interesting. It's pretty much a two-note flavor here: sugar cookies and hot tea. But it certainly seems like something to have right before you go to bed, maybe with some actual sugar cookies during the holidays. Hopefully I won't fall asleep before the end of the video. So I would say this is definitely outstanding packaging, and the flavor itself certainly delivered what was promised. Maybe not quite as overly sweet as the name would suggest, but I think all around I'm going to give this a solid 4 stars. Hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.